It's pouring like crazy. That guy looks messed up. Wait for the ambulance.
Sir, what's wrong with you? Hold on, I'm calling an ambulance.
Hot. So hot. Help me.
Don't go. I need... What's your name?
This isn't the time. You need a hospital.
Remember, I will find you.
You're the girl who helped Mr. Kane on the street tonight. We checked the footage. You found him and got him into the car.
I just happened to be passing by.
He's stable now, but he needs to be legally married before his 30th birthday. You need money for your mother. A contract marriage, each gets what they need. He's waiting upstairs for your signature tonight.
I didn't expect to see you again so soon, Isolde. Last night, thank you for saving me, and for what happened, I will take responsibility.
So your people have already dug up everything about me.
1 year. Marry me for 1 year, I'll pay off every medical bill for your mother, plus enough for her full recovery. In public, you're Mrs. Kane. In private, we stay out of each other's lives. What happened last night won't happen again, unless both of us want it.
Deal. But I need to see my mother's surgery fee in the account first.
The money will be in your account by tomorrow morning. Registration happens now. Sign it, Isolde.
You especially need to be careful with the matriarch, Eleanor Kane. She's the one who truly runs this family.
I understand. I'll play the role of Mrs. Kane well.
Also, starting today, you'll have a bank card under your name for daily expenses and clothing. No need to be frugal.
No need. I have my own job. I can support myself. I won't be using that card.
The contract states the marriage will be peacefully dissolved after 6 months. I hope you remember that clearly.
Thank you, Griffin. This money, it means life for my mother.
This is a transaction. No need to thank me. Starting today, you'll move into the Kane family estate and accompany me to all necessary events. Where contract woes is, no need to waste time on things like that. Your mother's surgery fee has been transferred. Go check.
Good morning, Mrs. Grant. Did you sleep well last night?
It was fine. Thank you for not making things difficult for me. So you really just let me sleep here last night? Nothing happened?
Welcome, Mrs. Kane. The matriarch has been waiting for you in the living room.
Thank you. Please lead the way.
So you're the girl my grandson married overnight?
Hello, Mrs. Kane. I'm Isolde. It's an honor to meet you.
None. Oh? So this is Griffin's new wife. She looks quite ordinary, doesn't seem to match our Kane family standing.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I married Griffin, not the Kane family's status.
Dominic, watch your mouth. This is my wife and one of the future mistresses of this house.
Since you're married, you must carry yourself like a true Kane daughter-in-law. At the charity gala in 3 days, I want you two to appear together and convince everyone.
I will make it happen. Please don't worry.
At the gala in 3 days, Vivian Cross will be there. She's my former fiancée. You'd better be prepared. Is that Griffin Kane's new wife? I heard there wasn't even a proper wedding. Such a shockingly quick marriage.
I know, being a Kane daughter-in-law isn't easy. I wonder how long she'll last.
Griffin, long time no see. You got married without even telling me? That's not very friendly of you.
Vivian, this is my wife, Isolde. From now on, please mind your manners at these events.
Isolde, what a special name. I wonder what talent of yours got Griffin to marry you so quickly. Perhaps a little luck, and a little bit of sincerity that no one else could steal. Sincerity? I hope that sincerity lasts more than 6 months.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. Thank you. Dominic, we need to move up the plan. That woman is harder to deal with than I expected. Griffin, Dominic has joined forces with outside capital for a hostile takeover. 3 key suppliers cut ties at the same time. Our cash flow won't survive the month.
He's moving faster than I expected. This must have been planned long ago.
Some board members are already wavering. If we can't get through this month's accounts, some might switch sides. Sorry, I didn't mean to pry, but have you checked the grace period clause for delayed delivery in this supplier contract?
You understand this?
I worked as an auditor at an accounting firm for 2 years, dealing with contract clauses every day. Clause 17 in this contract, their unilateral termination is actually a breach. You could sue them for damages instead.
Contact Rat Legal immediately, draft the countersuit based on this. Also reach out to the 2 backup suppliers. We can negotiate a higher price.
Understood. I'll get right on it.
I didn't expect the wife I married wasn't just contract wife, but also a firefighter.
Don't praise me. I just didn't want to see your company fall apart. After all, I'm part of the Kane family now, too.
From now on, if you don't mind, I'd like to hear more of your thoughts on the company. You've been busy all day. Take a break. This tea was brought back from London for me.
The mighty CEO remembers to pour tea for his contract wife? How rare.
You helped me solve a huge crisis. Treating you to a cup of tea isn't too much, is it?
Then I'll have to savor it. See what's so special about tea brewed by the mighty CEO himself. Griffin, I came to bring some tonics for Grandma Eleanor, and I just happened to see you 2 on a garden date. How sweet.
You can leave the gifts and go. There's no need to make a detour through the garden.
I'm just showing concern. We've known each other for so many years after all. Seeing you like this, I'm happy for you too. Your tie is crooked. Let me fix it for you like old times. No need to trouble yourself. Small things like this, I can handle as his wife. You 2 act quite convincingly. We'll see about that.
Thank you for stepping in just now. But next time, you don't have to force yourself to go that far.
Who said I was forcing myself?
Miss Grant, insider sources say you took $3 million for an NDA before the wedding. Is this true?
Then how do you explain the huge sudden deposit in your bank account right before the wedding?
What that money was used for, I don't owe anyone an explanation.
If you won't explain, does that mean you admit it?
That money was the surgery fee I paid for my wife's mother, completely above ground, every cent documented. Whoever dares spread more lies about my wife, Kane Group's legal team will be waiting.
Then where did this rumor about an NDE come from?
For that question, you might want to ask whoever actually started this rumor. I believe the answer isn't far away.
You didn't have to go this far for me.
You're my wife. Contract or not, no one gets to bully you in front of me.
Griffin, you zoned out 3 times while signing contracts today. That's very unlike you.
I don't know what's wrong with me either. All day I keep replaying the moment I shielded her from the crowd.
Griffin, you know exactly what's wrong. You just won't admit it. The contract says you can't fall for each other, but feelings were never something a piece of paper could contain.
If I really fall for her, wouldn't that only put her in danger? My position has never been short of schemes and threats.
But if you keep hiding your true feelings out of fear and only regret it the day you lose her, wouldn't that be a greater regret? I saw your office light still on, so I brought you a bowl of hot noodle soup. Eat it while it's warm.
Thank you, Isolette. These past days you've had it hard.
It's not hard at all. Being able to help you makes me happy.
You don't have to bring it yourself every time from now on. Having someone else deliver it would be just the same.
It's not the same. Something made by Shode carries more me. If you belike it, I be axes in a canis.
It's not I belike it, it's I like it huntrit. You mean Gichu dang, from now on. Mrs. Grant is recovering very well. All indicators are stable. She can be discharged after 2 more days of observation.
Mom, did you hear that? You're okay. You're really okay.
Silly girl, don't cry. I've been a burden to you for so many years, and now you even had to get married because of it.
Mom, you were never a burden. You're the most important person in my life. You getting better is worth more than anything.
Unky Margaret, I heard you're recovering well. I brought these special hours, wishing you a speedy recovery.
Griffin, thank you for saving my life, and thank you for taking care of Isileth all this time. I've seen it all.
Taking care is what I should do. Aunt, just focus on recovering. Leave the rest to us.
You two Sue standing together really do look like a good match. Doesn't seem like a contract marriage at all. When can I hope for a grandchild?
Mom, don't say things like that. We've only just gotten married.
Griffin, please help me. I'm pregnant, and it's your child.
Griffin, what is going on here? Explain yourself now.
We broke up completely 6 months ago. We haven't had any contact since. This child has nothing to do with me.
How can you say that? Our last meeting was clearly 3 months ago. Have you forgotten?
3 months ago. That was when you were on a business trip in New York, wasn't it?
During that whole trip, Nadia and the team were with me at all times. My schedule is fully documented. I can pull the surveillance flight records right now to prove it.
Records. Records can be faked. Everything I said is true.
Vivian, go get a paternity test. If this child really is my great-grandchild, the Kane family will take responsibility. But if you're slying, I won't let it go easily.
If it turns out the child is truly Griffith's, I will voluntarily withdraw from this marriage. I won't stand in the way.
There won't be an if. I trust my own innocence, and I trust you too.
The board is questioning whether your marriage is just for show. They want proof this is a real marriage, or they won't approve Griff's and Derriton's vote.
Grandma, what kind of proof are you asking for?
At next month's family ancestral ceremony, every Kane generation must present a token of marital unity, a jointly written vow, and you two will move into the same master bedroom as true husband and wife.
The same master bedroom. Isn't that request a bit much?
Child, this isn't asking too much. It's the most basic respect this family shows every marriage. If you can't even manage this, the board has no reason to believe you're sincere.
I understand. For the company's sake, I'll cooperate.
Child, I've lived most of my life. I can tell who's sincere and who's pretending. You don't need to perform for me. Just be honest with your own hearts.
If you're uncomfortable, I can sleep in the study. The master bedroom is all yours.
No need. We've come this far. Might as well make it convincing, or the board might see through it.
All right, then. Thank you for putting up with this.
It's no trouble. After all, we're already husband and wife.
Isileth, thank you for playing this role with me all this time and for always being here during my hardest moments.
What you're saying doesn't sound like something you'd say to a contract wife.
Yes, I've been wondering the same thing, why these words are only for you to hear.
Because I don't want to lie to myself anymore. Isileth, I don't know when it happened, but I can no longer tell if this is an act or if it's real.
Then which do you hope it is, an act or the real thing? The contract says neither of us is allowed to fall in love.
That contract. Starting tonight, I want to tear it up.
Griffin, something's happened. Dominic teamed up with 3 media outlets and released fabricated financial evidence accusing you for embezzling company funds. It's going to press first thing tomorrow.
This conversation isn't over. Once I deal with all this, I promise I'll give you an answer.
I'll be waiting.
It was still jumping in my mouth. Griffin, your cock is so thick.
Isolde, why aren't you wearing panties?
Griffin, I thought you wouldn't come back.
Now I'm back.
Griffin, the evidence is ironclad. What more is there to argue? Why not resign as CEO voluntarily? At least save the family some dignity. Whether the evidence is real or fake will soon be clear. You don't need to be in such a hurry to make decisions for me.
Wait. I've spent all night cross-checking the original bank transaction records against this so-called evidence. The time tax and transfer IP numbers don't match at all. It's a complete fabrication. These IP addresses show the fabricated transfer records were sent right from Dominic's private office network.
Nonsense. This must be counterfeit evidence you fabricated to frame me.
IP addresses, timestamps, internal system login records, a triple chain of evidence. The board can verify at any time the truth is clear.
None. If this grading evidence is accurate, then today's fiasco, the responsibility will fall on Mr. Dominic this run.
None. You didn't sleep last night, did you? You have dark circles under your eyes.
It's fine. As long as I could help you get through this crisis, staying up all night was worth it.
You're not allowed to stay up like this again. Your health matters more than any evidence.
Miss Grant, congratulations. You're confirmed pregnant, about 6 weeks along. The baby is currently very healthy.
The 6-month contract, it's about to expire. This baby, the timing couldn't be worse.
Are you all right? You don't look well. Should I contact family to come be with you?
I'm fine, thank you. I can handle this myself.
During early pregnancy, you must rest well and avoid emotional swings. It's important for the baby's development.
I'll be careful. Thank you for the reminder.
Isolde, you don't look well today. Have you been too tired lately? Should I arrange some time off for you?
I'm fine, just haven't slept well. Thank you for caring, Nadia. If I tell him this news, what would he think? Would he assume I'm using the baby to trap him on purpose? No, I can't just blurt this out recklessly. I need to be sure of his true feelings first, before I tell him about this baby.
Griffin, even though Dominic took a hit this time, his offshore accounts are still quietly operating. I'm afraid this crisis fell over.
Investigate everything. We need to trace every move he makes. I can't let him get another chance to hurt anyone in this family.
Since the direct route is blocked, let's try another way. Go dig into Isolde Grant's medical records, especially that private clinic she visited recently.
Mr. Dominic, tampering with private medical records is very risky. If it's discovered...
Don't worry about the risk. Just do as I say. I want to get leverage before they even notice.
Griffin, you can protect her for now, but not forever. This time, I'll strike you down through the thing you care about most.
It's so late. Why are you still out here waiting for me? Why didn't you just call the driver to pick you up?
I just wanted to see you. You've been so busy lately, it feels like we haven't really talked in a long time.
Sorry, it's an urgent call from the company. I have to take it. Once things settle down, I promise I'll make it up to you.
Okay, I'll wait for you.
Griffin, this is the share custody agreement your father and my father signed years ago. If I make it public, Kane Group would be tangled in dispute for at least 3 years.
Just tell me what you want.
It's simple. During this period, spend 3 nights a week with me sorting out this document's aftermath. Consider it for old time's sake.
3 nights is too many. Once a week, strictly business. Don't bring up anything else.
Fine. As you wish, once a week.
3 nights a week? What exactly are they planning? No, it can't be.
Griffin isn't that kind of person. He must have his reasons.
Isolette, there are some things I can't explain directly, but Griffin truly has no choice these days. Please trust him a little longer.
I know. I'll wait for the day he's willing to tell me himself.
This needs to be dealt with as soon as possible. The longer we wait, the bigger the risk. I can't keep it. It'll ruin the whole family.
But if this isn't handled properly, how will the public see it? After all, it's already an established fact.
I know, but there's no other way. This absolutely cannot be left until until the day the board changes over.
The child. He's saying he wants to get rid of the child. So he already knew.
What about the funds in that offshore account? Should we deal with that at the same time to avoid complications?
Deal with it all together. Not a single cent should be left for Dominic.
Who's out there?
So all along, it was just wishful thinking on my part. This child, this is my mistake alone to carry.
Since that's how it is, I can't stay here any longer, waiting to be sentenced by his own mouth.
Griffin, I'm sorry. I can't stay to hear you say those words to my face. I'm afraid I won't be able to bear it. We agreed neither of us would fall in love, but in the end, it seems I'm the one who broke that promise. Baby, Mommy will carry on and live well with you. Even if it's just the two of us, I will do everything to protect you. This room, it once made me think I'd found where I belonged. Turns out it was just a dream I dreamed alone.
Mrs. Kane, where are you going so late at night? Should I notify Mr. Kane?
No need to tell him. He should be busy dealing with that matter right now. He won't have time for me. No need. I'm sorry to trouble you. Just pretend you didn't see me leave, okay? I won't say anything. Please take care on your way. Thank you for taking care of me this whole time. Please also take good care of everyone in this house for me.
Nadia! Check the security footage outside my office from yesterday afternoon right now and every possible place Isalie could be. Don't waste a single minute!
Griffin, yesterday afternoon, what you and I discussed in the office was the liquidation plan for Dominic's offshore account. That get rid of it was about that dirty money. But Isoleth was standing right outside the door. She must have misunderstood something.
That unfinished word child. It was about the board changeover date coinciding with the company's funding for the Children's Foundation. God, she misunderstood everything. It's my fault. I was too careless. I let her misunderstand for so long and let her leave yeah.
Her phone is already off, and there's no activity on her bank card. She left very cleanly, almost no trace at all.
Griffin, at my age, I've seen every kind of deep love there is. Your grandfather was the same. One misunderstanding made me wait 3 years for him. If you truly love her, don't let her carry all this hurt alone.
I love her. I've loved her for a long time. I just never dared admit it. This time, no matter where she is, I will find her and set things right.
I'll contact every private investigation resource we have right away. We'll find her whereabouts as soon as possible.
Go, child. Don't let sincerity lose to a misunderstanding born of silence. Isolette, taking Leo grocery shopping all by yourself again today. It's really not easy. Do you need a hand?
No need, thank you. We're used to it, aren't we, Leo?
Mommy, the seagull flies so high. I want to fly that high someday too.
Okay, Mommy believes you will. No matter how high you want to fly, Mommy will always be right behind you.
Your child is so thoughtful. He's bound for great things. I wonder what kind of man his father was, not lucky enough to see such an adorable child.
His father has probably already forgotten we exist.
Mommy, when can I meet Daddy?
When you're a little older, Mommy will definitely give you an answer, okay?
Okay, so can Mommy tell me the story about the brave knight today?
Of course. Come on, let's go home and have dinner first.
Griffin, this is already the 37th private investigation firm. The result is the same. Isolec seems to have vanished without a trace, not a single clue.
Keep searching. No matter how much money or how many resources it takes, I will find her and the child.
Griffin, it's been 3 years. Have you ever considered maybe she truly doesn't want to be found?
Even if she doesn't want to see me, I need to confirm she and the child are all right. It's the only way I can find any peace.
Griffin, for 3 years, your mind has been on a woman who no longer wants you. I've quietly secured 35% of Kane Group's shares. Do you think the board will still stand with you this time? Dominic, do you think searching for her is all I've done these past 3 years? Your embezzlement, your fabricated evidence, why I ain't forgotten a single account. I'm making you pay it way, with interest.
Talk is cheap. Just wait and see. This time, I won't give you another chance to turn the tables.
Griffin, you're under attack from both sides now. The company and the search. Can your health really hold up?
Isolde, wherever you are right now, wait for me. I will find the two of you.
Mommy, why do all the other kids have a daddy to pick them up, but I don't?
Leo, your daddy, he has very important things to take care of, but he loves you very, very much, just as Mommy does.
So once Daddy finishes his important things, he'll come find us, right?
Yes, Mommy believes one day he will come find us.
Isolde, watching you raise a child alone while running this studio 3 years, it's really easy. Avery in town admired Meriton. It's not that hard. Gel Leo grows up healthy and happy. Everything adore the.
If you ever need any help, just say the word. Us neighbors here are all willing to lend a hand. Thank you. These 3 years, thanks to everyone's Gwen scene, Leo and Watt have been able to win in Morshan. Griffin, Leo asked about you again today. He looks more and more like you every day, especially when he smiles. Whether you still remember us or not, I will raise Leekuk to be someone as upright and brave as you.
This mother and son makes such a warm picture. This little boy's profile, why does it feel so familiar somehow?
Mommy, look at that seashell necklace. It's so pretty. I want to buy it for you as a gift.
Sure, Mommy would love that. Thank you for being so thoughtful, my little Leo.
This little one is so thoughtful. I'll give you a discount on this necklace, just $5.
This is money I saved myself. Thank you, sir.
Those eyebrows, that jawline. My God, this can't just be a coincidence.
Griffin, I found it. I might have found a lead on Isolde and the child.
It's him. It's my child. These features are identical to my baby photos. Contact this blogger immediately. Find out the exact location. I'm leaving right now.
I'm already contacting them. The blogger says the location is a small town on the southern coast, verifying the exact address now.
Notify the airport. I need the fastest private jet available. We can't waste a single minute.
Griffin, slow down! The address the blogger gave is on the street ahead. We're very close now.
3 years. I can't afford to slow down even a second. I'm afraid if I'm a moment too late, I'll miss something again. 3 years. I've waited 3 whole years for this day. I can't wait one more minute.
Griffin, what if Isolette sees you and is still as resistant as 3 years ago? What will you do?
Even if she shuts me out 100 times, I'll explain 101 times. Until she's willing to hear the whole truth.
Sir, are you here to see Isolette about accounting? She took Leo to the beach today. She probably won't be back until evening.
Leo. She named our son Leo. Could you tell me which direction the beach is?
Just follow this road straight ahead. You'll see the rocky shore. That's usually where the mother and son watch the sunset around this time.
Griffin, take a deep breath. When you see her, speak gently. Don't start her or the child.
I know. This time, I won't let any misunderstanding stand between us again.
Mommy, look! The sun is falling into the sea. It's so pretty.
Yes, it's beautiful. Just as beautiful as our Leo.
Isolette, I finally found you.
How did you find us here? It's been 3 years. Are you here now to get rid of something?
None. Isol, that day, the get rid of it you heard was about Dominic's offshore dirty money. It never had anything to do with you or our child. It's my deepest regret these 3 years, letting you misunderstand like this.
3 years. 3 whole years. Every single day and night I carried alone. Do you know how hard that was?
I know there's nothing I can do to make up for it, but from now on, I will never let you carry anything alone again, not for a single day.
How do you want me to believe this isn't just another misunderstanding? Another time you'll leave us behind.
Mommy, why is this uncle crying? Who is he?
I am your daddy, Leo. I'm sorry, Daddy came too late.
These 3 years, raising our child alone, the hardships you endured, I can't even imagine. So what a failure as a husband and a father.
During the hardest time, I gave birth alone in a rented room. The pain was unbearable, and I didn't even have a hand to hold.
From now on, in sickness and in health, through good times and bad, I will never let you face anything alone again. This time, I promise you with my life.
I don't dare to trust so easily again, Griffin. I'm afraid Leo and I will get hurt again.
I won't ask you to forgive me right away. I'm willing to spend the rest of my life proving I'm worthy of your and Leo's trust. Will you give me a chance to start over?
These 3 years, every time Leo asked about his father, I didn't know how to answer. If you step into his life, you can't just walk away easily again.
I swear, from the day I claim this son as my own, every day from now on, I will be by his side, without fail.
Then how do you plan to explain to him?
This father who was absent for 3 years.
All right, I'll give you a chance. But this time, if you let Leo and my down again, I won't look back a second time.
This must be my great-grandson. These features, they're identical to Griffin's when he was little. Let great-grandma have a good look at you.
Hello, great-grandmom. Mommy said you're the most amazing person in this family.
Child, you've suffered these 3 years. This family owes you and Leo an explanation. From today, the Kane family officially recognizes your and Leo's wages.
Thank you, Mrs. Kane. Having your acknowledgement means so much to Leo and me.
Mommy, this place is so big. Are we going to live here from now on?
Oh, disappearing for 3 years, then suddenly showing up with a child. What a dramatic script. I wonder if just heißes Schwärmeidchen is when you Cohen, sir.
Dominic, you'd better watch your mouth. This is my son. No one is allowed to slander him. Paternity test. Completed yesterday, 99.999% match. Dominic, what more is there to question? As for you, isn't it about time you gave the board an explanation for those offshore accounts these past 3 years? Stop trying to scare me with baseless accusations. I have nothing to hide, nothing to explain.
This is what this family should look like. From now on, no one will ever tear you apart again.
Oh my, isn't this Mrs. Grant, who vanished for 3 years, and now she's brought back a child too? What a clever move. I wonder who this child's father really is.
Vivian, the fall paternity test from your fake pregnancy scheme 3 years ago, along with recordings of your private collusion with Dominant, I've kept them all. Today, in front of these reporters, let everyone see your Trini mace.
You're talking nonsense. I have no idea what fake pregnancy or fake evidence you're referring to. Miss Cross, regarding the fake pregnancy incident 3 years ago and the collusion with Dominic Kane, do you have any explanation? This is all fabricated. Don't just believe one side of the story. This is the rational, unaltered, l'unalport from that reclinic then. With the Neve the crosses so zealer to those who wait the Jumju zealerd. Jumju Kuvding, they're no for Nari.
Enough. I admit it, everything was schemed by me and Dominic together. I lost.
Winning or losing was never the point. What you destroyed with your own hands was your own conscience. For today's leadership vote, I already hold 35% of the shares, plus the support of a few allies. The outcome is already decided. Griffin, you might as well concede now. Whether the outcome is already decided, I'm afraid the board will only be able to conclude that after reading this report.
Ladies and gentlemen of the board, this report details the complete evidence chain of Mr. Dominic Kane embezzling a cumulative $230 million from the group through offshore shell companies over 3 years, including original transfer records for every transaction.
Nonsense! This evidence is all fabricated. Why would any of you believe a woman who vanished for 3 years and appeared out of nowhere?
Dominic, I am the eldest shareholder of the Kane family. I have pertinently verified every single entry in this report. You're scheming for control, collusing with Werid Zibant, fabricate evidence to play family members. Every single charge is backed by iron blade proof.
$230 million. This figure is shocking. I propose we immediately suspend all of Mr. Dominic's voting rights.
Now, I ask all board members to vote on whether to remove Dominic Kane from all his positions and hand him over to the judicial authorities for criminal prosecution.
You'll all regret this. This isn't over. I won't concede just like this.
The evidence is conclusive. I support the motion for removal. Kane Group cannot afford to be burdened by such a liability any longer.
Back then, my soft heart gave you a chance. Now it seems my softness only indulged your greed.
It's all of you. You've all ruined years of my hard work. Griffin, if I lose everything today, then no one gets to be happy either!
Dominic, whatever grudge you have, come at me alone. Isolette and the child are innocent. Let them go.
Dominic, calm down. There's still room to work things out. Hurting a child won't solve anything.
Everything I schemed for 3 years, you've all destroyed it step by bup. Why could I be only to bear the consequences?
It was your own greed and scheming that led you here. It has nothing to do with us. Put the gun down. We can still talk this through.
Talk? What's the point of talking now? I already have nothing left!
Uncle, Mommy says if you do something wrong, as long as you sincerely apologize, you can still be forgiven. Please don't be angry anymore, okay?
Ugh. It's over. It's all over now. I'm here. You're both safe.
Leo. Mommy's Leo, you were so brave just now.
Mommy, I was so scared, but I couldn't let that uncle hurt you.
Mr. Kane, the evidence chain for the massive embezzlement and illegal weapon possession is complete. Dominic Kane will face at least 15 years in prison. Thank you for your cooperation.
Every legal procedure will be followed to the letter. Thank you for working through the night on this.
This is the path he chose for himself. The family's tolerance has its limits. I hope he uses his time behind bars to reflect on the years of greed and cruelty.
News just came from the board. They unanimously approved Griffin's full takeover of all shares and positions. Kane Group is finally truly stable.
None of this would have been possible without Isolde. I couldn't have gotten through it. She deserves half the credit.
These 3 years, Griffin has barely slept a peaceful night, held together only by the belief he'd find you both. This persistence deserves a happy ending, too. We're a family. We should share both hardship and happiness. Seeing you and the company both safe matters more than anything.
From now on, none of us will ever have to weather any storm alone again.
Isolde, the wrongs you suffered these 3 years, this family will spend the rest of our lives making it up to you and Leo. This is what I, as an elder, owe you both. This family has finally returned to what it should be. From now on, treasure each other well.
Vivian, sorry. Our charity gala guest list next month. It might not be convenient to invite you.
Wait, we've known each other for so many years. Are you really going to cut ties with me over a little gossip?
This isn't gossip, it's proven fact. Sorry, Vivian, take care of yourself. Islette, I know you've won now. Could you, for the sake of us having known each other once, not push things too far?
Vivian, I never intended to destroy you completely. Your choices led to today's outcome. Walk the road ahead carefully and stop scheming against anyone.
The company won't pursue further legal action against you, but from today you have no further ties with Kane Group whatsoever. Take care of yourself.
I know it was me who drove myself to this point step by step. There's no one else to blame.
Actually, she's rather pitiful too, sacrificing so many years for something that was never hers to begin with.
What's past cannot be chased. We just need to look forward and cherish the days ahead of us.
You're right. Let's go. We should pick Leo up from school. He said he wants to show us his new drawing today. Mom, all of this being able to start over is thanks to you supporting me all these years. Without you, I might not have made it through.
Grandma, this flower is for you. Mama says Grandma is the strongest. I want to learn from Grandma.
Our Leo is very strong too. Taking care of Mommy at such a young age. Grandma's so proud of you. Margaret, you raised a remarkable daughter. It was her strength and kindness that carried this family through its hardest 3 years. As an elder, I owe you a toast. Likewise, I've also heard about Griffin's persistence these 3 years searching for his wife and son. Having a son-in-law like him is Isolde's blessing.
3 years ago, that marriage was a hasty contract. This time, I want to properly propose to you again and give you the real wedding you deserve.
Griffin, do you know I never longed for a grand wedding? I only ever wanted someone who keeps their word.
Mr. Kane, regarding the marriage controversy 3 years ago and the shareholding complicit with Dominic Kane, are you willing to give the public a formal statement? 3 years ago, my wife Isolde and I were separated because of a family conspiracy and a fatal misunderstanding. For 3 years, she strongly raised our child alone while I spent 3 years trying to make up for that debt and finally found my lost family again.
Miss Grant, what supported you through the hardship of raising your child alone for these 3 years? It was my son's innocent smile, and also my belief deep down that sincerity is never truly betrayed. Sometimes it just takes a little more time and courage to wait for the truth.
For women out there currently going through hardship like you did, is there anything you'd like to say to them?
No matter what you go through, first learn to stand on your own 2 feet. Loving yourself gives you the ability to love others, and to deserve being truly loved in return. How did Leo react once he learned about his background?
His favorite thing to do now is pull me around to show off, telling everyone this is his daddy.
One last question, Mr. Kane. What are your plans going forward?
Going forward, I plan to give my wife the wedding she deserves, and every single day of companionship for the rest of our lives.
He should be here soon. Don't worry. Come sit and have some water first.
That's right. The honeymoon trip won't affect it a few minutes. Just wait patiently.
Isolette Grant, 4 years ago, our beginning was a contract, an accident, a hasty marriage. This time I haven't brought any contract with me. I only want to ask you, will you marry me again with a whole heart for a whole lifetime?
I do. This time, I'm willing and spend my whole life tone-hearted scene for any lawful.
Finally, this day has come. This is the true happy ending our Kane family deserves.
Daddy, Mommy!